It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Hello, everybody. I'm Ernie Johnson, welcoming you to the NBA on 2K Sports. Excited, thrilled to be here with Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. I'm so lucky. And coming up in just a bit, tip-off will be live from Salt Lake City as the Jazz go up against the Houston Rockets. And for Houston, playing under 500 basketball over the last 10 games. They can do better, and they'll try to get on the winning side tonight. And as we march toward the end of the regular season, Shaq, I want your opinion on veterans being rested in back-to-back games.
I hear a lot of people complain, but let me tell you, from personal reasons, it's the right thing to do in some cases, especially for the older teams to have a real shot to win a championship. Popovich has been doing it. Look how many rings he got. Well, there's been a lot of talk about extending the regular season and taking away some of those back-to-back games. But it's like bowling, Ernie. I'm a good bowler. Like, you're using your right arm a lot, and sometimes you need to rest it. You can't just start bowling with your left. So for me, I bowl a perfect game twice in my life. I'm only using right hand. You need that rest. That was the worst analogy I ever heard in my life. No.
Yeah, I think so too. How good a bowler are you, Kenny?
I'm probably like a 190 bowler. Yeah, consistently.
Oh, yeah? I don't buy that either.
Okay.
Are you a good bowler, Shaq?
Serial bowler.
Oh!
The Utah Jazz have a Western Conference contest on their hands as they prepare to defend the home court at the Energy Solutions Arena here in downtown Salt Lake City, Utah. And right now, the Rockets, they'd like to start this road trip off on a positive note. They're still within reach of that 8th spot, just one game back.
And I think for the Rockets, they find themselves as just a middle-of-the-road team this year. Opponents they would have blown away last season are giving them all they can handle at this point.
You know, mentally and emotionally, they just don't seem nearly as tough as a year ago. Hard to figure where that went.
And the Jazz start out with the ball. And Favors kicks to Mack. Back to Favors. A good finish at the rack off the slick feed. Favors has got the first points up on the board tonight here for the Jazz.
And guys, Shelvin Mack, strong, good jump shot. More importantly, knows his role. Hasn't started that many games in his career, but maximizes his minutes when he's on the floor.
Here's the starting group for Houston. Modiunas and Howard, the post pair. Harden and Ariza filling out the perimeter. And it's Beverly in at the point. Right wing, plenty of space. Jump shot is good that time. And it's the Rockets with the ball. Getting back to Shelvin Mack, he plays smart, values the basketball. Clark doesn't have tremendous vision, but stays composed and makes the solid play.
Yeah, very reliable rotational player for you as a combo guard. Pulls his way around the court. He can knock opponents off balance with that size, and he's a good shot maker, too.
Here's Mack. 9-point game his last outing. To the inside. Stolen by Harden. Modiunas against Gobert, and count the basket. He was fouled, and he's going to the line for one more.
Yeah, he earned that one. I mean, taking the hit and still able to get that one to go down.
Incredible body control right there. Don't know how he was able to get that one to go, but it sure was a thing of beauty to watch.
The Rockets shooting their first free throw attempt on the night.
And the season numbers for them at the line thus far are really poor. Something I'm sure they are making a point of emphasis.
Yeah, it's been a very frustrating season for them in that regard, guys.
Here's Mack. A look at his stats. He averages a bit over 8 points a game. Hood kicks to Hayward. Favors with the screen. Clock at 6. And it's sent back by Howard. It's Ariza on the wing. Howard up on top. Beverly dishes to Harden. And stolen by Favors. Hayward on the wing, guarded by Harden. Favors attacking. The basket good off the assist from Hayward. Favors got his second bucket.
Obviously, a mix-up defensively on that possession.
Juaninas gets to Ariza. Now the pass to Howard. And stolen by Hood. And now Hayward pushing it up. No one back to stop him. And taking a quick look here, guys, at the hustle stats for Utah.
And it's been about their defense. They're playing with a frenetic pace, putting a lot of pressure on the ball handlers and forcing turnovers.
The other thing that's helped them early tonight are the points they've been able to convert off turnovers.
Oh, that is just weak defense there. I'm pretty sure that was not the plan to give him those kind of baskets at the hoop.
Now here's Favors. 17 points for him last game against Phoenix. Mack. And too long on the shot. Rockets have gotten their first 3 shots to go in for him to start off this game. Harden the pass to Howard. And the shot is good. Howard's got his first 2 points.
4 makes on 4 tries. Everything's falling early. 100%, can't do better than that.
Here's Mack, defended by Beverly. Pass to Favors. No one near him. That's good on the jump shot. Favors has got 6 points.
He had his head on the swivel and was able to pick out the pass and get the assist.
Juaninas dishes to Beverly. Hits some rim on the way in, and the bucket's good.
Really nice way to get your first bucket of the day.
Here's Mack, defended by Beverly. Gobert the screen. They set the screen. On its way from Hayward for 2. Dwight Howard grabs the board. And in an era where so many guys take the money and run, Gordon Hayward did the best he could to live up to his new contract. Clark last year, a 4-year max deal signed heading into last season.
Yeah, and the way max contracts work nowadays, even the upper mid-tier guys are getting them. A trend that will probably continue, at least in the near future. I don't like it, though. There are only a small number of guys that are really max contract players in the NBA.
Utah with the ball. Dwight Howard missing his last shot. Good. Hayward's got his second bucket of the night.
And the crisp passing has opened things up for them offensively.
10 straight points off assists. That's very impressive, and it also makes the game easy and fun to watch.
So Utah ends up going with the new group. Houston with a big group substitution here. Capella's checked in. Beasley comes in for Juaninas. Corey Brewer's checked in for Trevor Ariza. And it's Terry in for Patrick Beverly.
Boy, he wanted everybody in the building to know who threw that one down.
Hanging on the rim is, I guess, one way to do it.
Yeah, I tell you what, though, you want to make sure you don't get teed up from a situation like that. And when you get back to Hayward, last year his points per game were way up. But really impressive, his shooting percentages. His shooting percentages were way up. That's a big step forward, I believe, in his development.
And guys, what do you think about the offensive approach we've seen so far for the Rockets?
They pounded the ball inside in the first half, forcing the D to collapse, and that frees up the shooters going forward.
The other thing they've had going for them tonight is their passing. I mean, doing a nice job. Plenty of their points early on coming off assists.
So it's the Jazz now, trailing by 2. And the rebound goes to Jason Terry.
You know, on the topic of whether Hayward is a true max prospect, he did some things last year to at least argue that he is. He was stronger, a lot more aggressive going to the rim. His defense improved, too. He'll need another year of development like that to silence the doubters.
Jazz have gone 6 of 10 from the field in this ballgame. There's the dish to Johnson. Brewer with the steal. It's 3-on-3 on the fast break. And lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot 2.
Really the right play defensively. If you can't block, force them to the line.
Yeah, exactly. Prevent the layup, give them a little bump, and then maybe they'll think twice about coming into the lane next time. And if they don't think about it, at least they might be distracted by your presence.
He's off on the second. Nato, Terry covering, the feed to Booker. Puts it up from 17. The offensive rebound. Kicks to Ingles. Nato. No good, trying to beat the buzzer. And still a close game as the first quarter comes to a close. Rockets lead by 3. It's the NBA on 2K Sports from Energy Solutions Arena in Salt Lake City. Neither team able to build much of a lead up to this point as we start the second quarter. And looking at what we've seen from Houston, what do you guys think?
Just the start they're looking for in this game. Solid offensively through the first.
Very crisp and sharp, not much stagnation at all on offense.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade as the second quarter gets going. And so in the game for the Jazz, Shelvin Mack is out there with Hood, and it's Hayward, and it's Rudy Gobert. Houston in the lead. Over to the wing. It's Beasley on the wing. Pass to Howard. Gobert with the defensive effort.
The defense ready for him on that possession. They had to be, because he is so strong in the paint. And guys, you know, we've talked about it before, but it bears repeating. Dwight Howard may be the best overall rebounder in the last decade. 5 times out of the last 8 years, he's led the league in rebounding. That's almost impossible to do in the modern NBA.
And we've played just over a minute of basketball here in the second quarter. Here's Mack, defended by Beverly. Here's Lyles, lays it up and banks it in. And the Jazz lead by 1.
And back and forth we go. That bucket gives us another lead change.
Too many of those to count. These teams have matched each other shot for shot, play for play. It has been impressive.
And there's the whistle on the shot. Took the foul, shot misses. He'll be shooting 2. And you know, Gordon Hayward was involved in one of the more fascinating NBA draft stories. It started after his father confirmed that Gordon would submit his name to the draft, but would not immediately hire an agent.
Yeah, reportedly, Dad created a highly detailed 2-page questionnaire that he gave prospective agents, which is not something that's typical.
The Jazz making a switch here. Favors is checked in. Nice ball movement by Utah. And Trevor Ariza is going to pick up a foul here. Here's Mack, defended by Beverly. Mack, good. Mack's got 4 points now in the quarter.
And on the topic of Hayward hiring an agent, it was reported that the questionnaire was just the beginning, and that prospective agents also went through quite a grilling. In addition to that, you talk about a thorough process.
And that one's good by Favors.
You know, really doing a good job of getting into the teeth of that defense here.
That's 6 of their last 10 coming from inside the paint.
Now, here is Harden playing Oklahoma City. He was nearly unstoppable. Beverly with the ball. Harden kicks to Howard. And so the ball out of bounds. Gobert touched it last. Here's Beverly. 5 points in the game. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Offensive rebound. Here's Mack. They've definitely hit that groove offensively.
They sure have, guys. I mean, really aggressive. And I like that posture and mindset. Stay aggressive.
Yeah, Greg, you like groove, don't you?
I do. Let's groove tonight, Kevin. And matter of fact, let's just stay in the attack mode that we're seeing from these guys. They're getting whatever they want.
You know, back to Hayward, obviously his first NBA contract was subject to the rookie wage scale, but his second contract, 4-year max deal. So whatever the Haywards have done as far as agent vetting, it's paid off.
And guys, Patrick Beverly, a perfect fit for the Rockets alongside James Harden. You know, Beverly is in that complementary role as a 3 and D guy. And remember, also, even though he's the point guard, he doesn't need the ball to be effective. He's good at just spotting up for threes, and he's a hounding on-ball defender.
Houston making a switch here. Capella's checked in. Here's Booker. Now in the scoring column with that deuce. 1 for 2 this game.
You know, they've done a great job of getting into the middle of that defense and scoring in the paint.
And that's why they're on this run. You get that close to the hoop, and it's a lot easier to make shots.
Capella. And he lays it straight in. And Beverly plucked out of Europe by the Rockets. Clark, he signed a new contract this past offseason.
And a nice value for the Rockets, Kevin. I mean, he's a player whose impact on the game really transcends the stat sheet. That's often the case for those guys that are all defense caliber players.
Johnson, a wide open look, and they will call over the back on the play.
Boy, with 2 fouls now, he really has to be disciplined and under control for the rest of this half.
Brewer is checked in for Houston. Terry comes in for Patrick Beverly. Favors with the screen. Here's Ingles. Loses his man off the screen and lays it up and in. Ingles has got the lead up to 5 now for the Jazz. Here is Harden. He is averaging just around 28.5 points a game. So many offensive skills in his toolkit.
I'll tell you what, you can shake your confidence missing wide open shots like that.
Nato, Terry covering. Passes to Booker. Dishes it to Johnson. Just 5 to shoot. The Jazz need to get off a shot here. Ingles can't get it to go. Utah comes into this one after the win against Phoenix.
Nearly flawless offensively from start to finish there, and really just an impressive win.
Yeah, really balanced team. We saw a little bit of everything from them, and just about all of that everything we saw worked.
Now, here's Brewer. Quiet so far offensively, searching for his first points of the game.
He saw that one was going long, and he tracked it down.
Ball going up court. And while there's a break, here's a collection of the shooting guards that have made an impact with their passing this season. The leading assist men among 2 guards. James Harden, number 1.
Well, when he's on the court, it's like having a second point guard out there. I mean, and in fact, his passing ability oftentimes rivals or surpasses some of the best point guards in our league.
Yeah, you know, it's hard to call him a true 2 guard because of how often their offense runs through him. Maybe he's more like a 1.5 guard.
Lyles checked in for Utah. Michael Beasley, he's checked in for the Rockets. McDaniels comes in for James Harden. McDaniels. The Rockets again can't hit. 8-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Ball's knocked loose. Here's Booker.
And if they're smart, they can hold it for the last shot.
To me, that's got to be the target. Make sure you manage the clock effectively so you do get the last shot.
Here's Beasley, and he takes that one up and powers it through.
And guys, that's a big swing right there. I mean, taking the steal and then turning it into 2 easy points on the dunk.
No telling how important that sequence could turn out to be.
And guys, in a game this snug, moments like that are the ones we usually look back on at the end as a difference maker.
And the first half comes to a conclusion in a game that has been very close so far. Jazz out in front. They're up by 4. And now we'll send it down to Doris Burke, who's standing by courtside.
Well, James, throughout the first half, you struggled with turnovers. Is keeping better control of the ball a major focus for the second half?
Yeah, that's still too many turnovers, especially on forced turnovers. So we got to really lock in on our turnovers, make the right play at all times.
James, we appreciate the time. Guys, over to you.
All right, Doris, thank you. And we'll be back after halftime for the start of the third quarter.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Welcome back, everybody. Ernie Johnson here alongside Kenny Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. We'll be taking a look back at the first half of basketball. Utah found themselves in a close game in the first. They never trailed by more than 3 points, and it was neck and neck the entire period. They had a nice burst of energy once they got to the second quarter and ended the half holding on to a 4-point lead. And Kenny, what'd you see out there from the Jazz?
Well, their playmakers were in top form tonight. They showed great court vision and great ball movement. That's why they had so many assists. It's much easier to defend.
And that's it for halftime, as the second half is just about to.
Here we go now, the start of the third quarter, welcoming you back in a closely contested first half so far. We've seen Derek Favors really having a great game.
I just love the tenacity on the defensive side. I mean, his play on D has been a huge factor for them as he continues to get steal after steal.
And guys, as the game moves on, I think he should continue to be aggressive defensively to keep ball handlers off balance.
So on the floor for Houston, Harden and Ariza filling out the perimeter. Modiunas and Howard the post pair, and it's Beverly in at the point guard position. Favors with the screen. Here's Hood, guarded by Harden. And that one's good by Favors.
You got to love the big bucket in the paint in this sort of grinded out physical game.
That's the kind of look they can continue to go with. Maybe that'll help them create some separation on the scoreboard. Great way to start the half. Easy layup against some soft D.
And continuing to expand his arsenal last season, Patrick Beverly, the guard for the Rockets. Career highs in assists and rebounds per game, and he's one of the smallest guys on the floor.
Yeah, and he's really working on the details of becoming a better playmaker, becoming a guy that has coaches trust him to handle the basketball in those crucial situations.
Howard, the pass to Modiunas. That's good. Modiunas has got 9.
I love the ball movement there. He put that on a silver platter. Just served him up.
Utah leading.
You know, talking about Beverly, his wrist injury really changed things for the Rockets at the end of last season. Suddenly, 37-year-old Jason Terry had to take on big minutes at the point, and he was serviceable, but they missed Beverly's toughness on defense particularly.
All right, let's go over to the sideline with Doris Burke.
Thanks, guys. I got a chance to hear what Quinn Snyder was saying to his team. He told the team he wanted their offense to run through Favors. Coach is looking for him to take on a lot of responsibility when they've got the ball, to be a leader at the offensive end. Those could prove to be crucial changes to their strategy with this game getting ready to enter the stretch drive, Kevin.
And thank you, Doris.
And going back to the one thing with Patrick Beverly, his shot could still be more consistent. Last year, he was down in shooting averages across the board, including just 38% from the field. It makes it very difficult on your offense when you have an inability to space the floor.
Here's Harden. He kicks it to Beverly. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Jazz will take it.
And taking a look here at the numbers for Beverly. How's the last month of basketball been for him? Putting up about 10 points a night, 4 assists and 4 rebounds. And this is the kind of strong, steady play you like to see. He's earning his keep and helping them win games.
And guys, they're finally getting the consistency they wanted to see from him. Look for that to continue.
And Mack kicks to Favors. The 8-footer. That one a tad offline to the right, but drops in for him. Favors has got 12.
He has created some terrific opportunities for himself and really made the most of it.
Now a timeout called by Houston. They want to keep rolling here following the win against the Thunder.
And in that game, guys, I mean, the beneficiary of what was some very lackluster defense being played against them.
Agreed, guys. It was really quite shocking and disappointing how many free runs to the hoop they got. Checking out the game Modiunas has been having. He has 9 points, and he's getting it done on the glass, too.
You're right, Clark. He's done some real nice work on the inside.
That misses, so he splits the free throws.
Yeah, but they're 3 of 4 to start the second half.
Gobert with a screen on Beverly, and Mack kicks to Hood. He dishes it to Favors. A shot by Hayward, wide open, traps in the tray. Hayward's got the lead up to 6 now for Utah.
That's just run-of-the-mill for him. A typical day at the office. He's one of the more skilled offensive players out there.
Harden dishes to Ariza. Here's Howard. A strong finish under heavy pressure all over. Howard's got 6 points. Jazz leading by 4. Third quarter action, and just under 3.5 minutes have gone. In the corner, it's Hayward. And the 3 off target.
Rare you'll see him miss such an open look.
Beverly, the pass to Ariza. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2.
Wow, he got whacked on that one. Shouldn't be much debate there.
Blatant contact. Straightforward call. Simple.
And the Jazz with some changes. Lyles checked in for Gobert. Trevor Booker comes in for Derek Favors. And it's Joe Ingles in for Gordon Hayward. And a change for the Rockets. Michael Beasley, he's checked in for Monte Eunice. Clark Lyles, one of the many great players to come out of Kentucky and be eligible for this draft. He didn't wow as much as his teammates. I'm telling you what, he can play.
He's got a lot of game. He's actually one of my sleepers, Kevin, because he can do everything well. He can handle it. He goes both ways. He can shoot it. He defends. Really good IQ. I like this guy as being a surprise producer as an NBA player.
The 3 from Harden, and good on the basket. Book it. Harden's got 5 points now in the quarter. Utah has gone 1 of 3 from downtown since halftime. The pass to Lyles. Feeds it to Mack. There's a screen. Out left to the wing. Pass to Hood. Shoots it up. And that one comes up a bit short.
And guys, with Lyles playing out of position can be a blessing and a curse. I mean, he didn't get to play in his comfort zone and put up big numbers, but his skill set grew from the minutes he had to spend outside of that comfort zone.
And Clark, as we approach the fourth quarter, still anyone's ball game.
Yeah, exactly right, Kevin. I mean, these teams just simply keep trading baskets, and as a result, trading the lead.
Yeah, neither team able to create much of a cushion. Hey, they got the shot they wanted off of that pick, but it just doesn't fall.
Yeah, it didn't go down, but you'll take that shot every single time, Greg. That's good offense.
It's Harden with the drive. Misses the layup. He had him with that pump fake.
Tell you what I like about Lyles is that he has a bit of an old man game about him. He's an old head, plays within himself, good at every small intangible thing on the court, just has a real nice feel for how to play.
Ariza kicks to Howard. Harden right side. Beverly dishes to Beasley. Back to Beverly. And some nice passing there by Houston. Shoots from the high post. Here's Howard. And a good offensive board. And he gets the bucket. Now it's a 3-point Houston lead.
He was the first one to react to that miss. Excellent anticipation on his part. A hustle play on the putback by him.
Wow, what a pass there. He made that a very easy basket with that setup.
Offline. It's still anybody's game as we've reached the end of 3. Rockets lead by 1. And right after this, we'll bring you the start of the final quarter right here on 2K Sports. And thanks for joining us again as the fourth quarter of play is set to get rolling. It's been a close battle to this point. Favors and Gobert, the shot-blocking duo inside. Then it's Johnson, and it's Hayward. That's the group right now for Utah. Kicks it out to Johnson. Favors passes to Hayward. Favors with the screen. Hayward's got space. Steps back and drains the jump shot. Hayward's got the fourth quarter going with the first basket of the period here for the Jazz. Terry kicks to Beasley. And 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there. They get Derek Favors. And the second player taken in the 2008 draft, Michael Beasley out of Kansas State, has been the ultimate wild card. Incredibly high expectations for him. At one time, he was the best high school player in the country. But now, you know, Greg, in his 8th season, he's bounced around a little bit. You wonder if he will ever fulfill that great potential.
You know, you could argue he's the best player in college that 1 year at Kansas State. I mean, unstoppable scorer and rebounder on the collegiate level. And he's shown flashes, but that's the one thing about this level. So much of the game is mental, and not everybody's equipped to handle the responsibility of being a great player.
Excellent point. Nato, Terry covering. Johnson in the corner. There's the triple. Rockets with the rebound. Here's McDaniels, and the rejection by Favors. Johnson left side, fires the three. Shot's good. Johnson's got the game tied up here for the Jazz.
And this has really been a well-played game up to this point. And you know what? I bet it stays that way until the end.
I certainly hope so. I mean, it's been a terrific contest, and there's nothing like a pair of teams just balling out the way they have been.
Doris Burke has an update for us. Doris?
Hey, Kevin. Well, the Rockets coach had some advice for the team over that last break. He tried to really fire them up to bring it home, saying, all night, you have all night to rest after the final buzzer. For now, we have to lay it on the line and try to bring it home. Guys, back to you.
All right, Doris, thanks. There's a good screen. Odiunas against Favors. Odiunas, no luck.
And typically he has the touch to finish when he's in tight, but not sure on that possession.
Outside Favors. He feeds it to Mack. Gobert with a screen on Beverly. 5 to shoot. Favors can't get it to go.
Well, he gets it in close, but you have to credit that stifling defense for forcing the miss.
Exactly, Greg. I mean, defense like that really increases the degree of difficulty on that shot by a large amount.
And Beverly kicks to Capella. Gobert with the block. Another shot. He takes it up and lays it in. And the Rockets lead by 2.
And really, at this stage of the game, to get those kinds of offensive rebounds for putbacks, you almost feel like it's a 4-point swing.
Here's Mack, defended by Beverly. Mack, no luck. Houston's gotten fewer than half of their three-pointers to go down tonight. They're 4 for 9. And the basket by Brewer.
And now both teams really in a groove.
This game already, guys, was high scoring, but they've really amped and ramped it up to another level down the stretch.
Here's Mack, defended by Beverly. Here's Favors, and another one in the scoring column for him. He's 7 of 10 from the field.
That's a brain freeze right there from the entire defense. Now is not the time to lose your focus.
They get a hand on it. Capella kicks to Odiunas. Beasley the screen. There's the dish to Odiunas. For the 3. And another 3 for Houston.
Just look at what a sniper he is from long range. He's got such an unusual skill for a big fella.
Hayward against Beasley. And here's Hayward. Here's Favors. And you can count it. He'll go to the line with a chance to make it 3.
How about battling through the impact there and then willing that basketball in?
Boy, it does your heart good to see that kind of determination in a player. Really excellent focus that time.
Rodney Hood's checked in for Johnson. And then for Houston, Howard's checked in for Capella. Riza comes in for Michael Beasley. And it's Harden in for Corey Brewer. Hayward goes in.
Looking at the game for Hayward, he has 9 points and 3 assists. I'll tell you what, he's made his mark on this game in so many ways, guys.
And he would have stood out just on the strength of the defense. But how about offensively? He's been clicking there as well. And really just a great rhythm at the line, whether it's a big lead in the first quarter or with the game hanging in the balance.
Good.
Worked that one inside nicely.
And the Jazz call time here. They trail by 3. 1:32 left in the fourth quarter. And stolen by Howard. Oh, and a fast break for the Rockets. And the jam by Harden.
Oh, man, what a turnaround. Sensational play on D, and then the rapid-fire run to the basket.
Greg, they didn't wait around, did they? They went right for the throat.
Guys, this is crunch time now. When you've got a chance to capitalize on the turnover, you've got to take it and make it.
Utah calls timeout. They're behind by 5. We've got 1:28 left in the game. We've got 1:28 left in the fourth quarter of this one. Ariza against Hayward. Shot from 12. Here's Favors, and he uses the glass on the layup.
Really another fantastic offensive rebound and putback. This is the second game in a row where he has just been ball dominant.
Beverly dishes to Ariza. It's Harden with the drive, and he gets it to go. Harden's got the lead up to 5 now for Houston.
You know, of the last 6 baskets, 5 have come on the interior. This is major smash mouth basketball, guys.
And all about imposing your will offensively, getting exactly the kind of looks their coach drew up.
And so here is Houston. And some nice passing there by Houston. And another one in the scoring column for him. He's 7 of 10 from the field.
And really, I like the fact that even with the big lead, they never coasted.
To me, that's a sign of a really good team, Greg, because you should always be playing against the game and yourself. I know there's an opponent out there, but when you have a lead, it's all about continuing to execute. Do what you do and stay true to that. And I like that aggressiveness and full speed ahead kind of attack that they have.
Michael Beasley, he's checked in for Maniunas. And that's an intentional foul. First free throw is good, and that increases their lead to 6. So he gets them both, and it's a 7-point game.
Good work at the line to stretch that lead out a little bit.
And the Jazz call time here.
Don't be afraid to make the extra pass.
20 seconds
It's open. Take
What do you think, guys?
You know what? You can talk all you want, but I just don't see a scenario that's going to get them back in it.
Yeah, who knows what he's drawing up in there, maybe working on a play for down the road in another game, but whatever it is, it's too late for this one.
And the Rockets with possession here. And now an intentional foul. They need the ball back as soon as possible.
You had to foul, and on that occasion to stop the clock. That's the enemy in this situation.
And you know what, Greg? Who knows? A few misses at the stripe, and they're right there within range. You know, late game free throws are a lot different than early game free throws in terms of making it.
And that's curtains for him. Some really good work at the charity stripe to close this one out.
The feed now to Gobert. Here's Mack. Misses the 3, and he used the pump fake well there, but he couldn't capitalize. So we see the Rockets get the win here. A truly gutsy performance away from home.
You know, it really was. And Kevin, when this one was hanging in the balance late, they showed just what a tough-minded group they can be.
And now let's catch up with Doris Burke, who's standing by on the sideline. Doris?
Well, James, no doubting a terrific win. Given the tough battles out here tonight and the competitive nature of this matchup, what does this win mean to you?
It meant a lot. We wanted to come out here and play with some energy. Guys made shots defensively. It was a gutsy win for us.
Mission accomplished, James. Thanks for the time. Guys?
All right, Doris, great job. Thanks so much. Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. For Clark Kellogg, Greg Anthony, and Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan thanking you for tuning in. Now time to send you over to the award-winning Ernie Johnson for the postgame show with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Welcome back, everybody. Ernie Johnson here along with Shaq and the Jet as we present our Jordan Player of the Game, James Harden. He found his rhythm in the second half, and there was no stopping him then. He was locked and loaded.
I can't imagine a player having a better night from the field than he had tonight. His shooting percentage was off the charts. He used every trick in the book to get those high percentage shots. He shot from every direction, and there was a little bit of luck here and there, but he was on fire.
There was nothing they could do to slow him down, Ernie. Man, you go into a building on the road and completely control the action like he did. Only a few players could do that, Ernie. I'm impressed.